Hey, check it out, YouTube. Today I got to work on my my windlass for my boat. It's a Lewmar. Yeah. Anyways, the windlass works fine when the motor's working. Like I can hear the solenoids clicking when I hit the up and down button on the dash. I can hear the solenoid clicking when I step on the foot pedals on the bow. But the motor doesn't turn. And smashed it with a hammer a couple times and got it to work. Worked all day back and forth, but as it sat a couple days, by the next weekend it didn't work again. So I'm pretty sure that the brushes inside are probably pretty corroded. You know, you got the shaft that comes up through here. This is the deck of the boat, and on top of here is your spool with your chain and line and all that stuff, and then it comes down in between here and goes in a pile in the anchor locker. And I'm sure this thing gets wet, so if this seal in here is bad or anything like that, you're gonna get water in there and you're gonna get like corrosion and junk. So first thing I'm gonna do is just clean this up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and take the back off here and see what we got going inside. Alright, I got it blown off a little bit. Some of the paint came off when I hit it with the air, so I'm gonna have to touch that up when I get this taken apart, but I got that all the big stuff taken out of there and ready to go. So take these two screws off and we'll go from there. Yeah, that looks good. So I think I found the issue here. The brushes are all nasty, and oh yeah, check that out. This gasket O-ring that holds that cover on was pushed in here. So that means any moisture was getting all in here, and you could see all this rust and nasty junk right here that was making its way in. So I'm going to pop out these little screws. They hold down a spring, and then behind there is the brushes. I'm going to pull the brushes out, and we'll clean those off real good. There's 3 of them. And, oh wait, no, there's, I think there's only 2. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them. So we'll clean all the brushes out, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so far I'm having a really difficult time getting these hold down screws out. I'm bending the whole bracket that they're connected to, and just making the end real bad. So I don't want to wreck anything in here. So I was able to pull the spring aside, and with some penetrating oil I was able to finally get this one out, this brush out, and I was able to get these ones off. And what I noticed on them is there was a lot of corrosion on the ends here from the bore that they sit in. It's just a metal bore down there that they sit in, and there was like a lot of rust and stuff in them. So this spring that holds pressure onto the motor really kind of wasn't doing anything. These brushes were, you know, not touching the contact point down there. So I'm sure that's why it wasn't getting anything going until I wrap on this a few times, kind of jar them loose and make contact again, and they'd work for a little while. But I'm going to go ahead and get the 4th and final brush out of the bore like this one, and I'll just clean these ends up. I'll go down there with a pipe cleaner and clean up that, and then I'll spray the internals, and then I'll hit it with some dielectric grease when I'm done it. I have an aerosol can of dielectric grease. We'll spray it all in there. It's like a penetrating oil and everything too. So, and then we'll put it back together and see if it works. Alright, I'm just cleaning them out, but as you can see on the brush right here, see that stuff right there? That's like, focus. That's like rust that's just kind of stuck to it. So I'm just, with a little bit of sandpaper, I'm cleaning that off, and then we'll clean out the inside and put it back together. Alright, so with some really fine sandpaper, I was able to get that rust off of there. So I just I cleaned up the brush all the way around and got it nice and clean. So now we'll put it back in there and see if it can move up and down. Alright, well, there we go. This cover here, I mean, the whole thing's powder coated, and as soon as I hit this with air, it flaked off, and then the whole thing just flaked off. So I stripped it down and and hit it with some primer and then just some white paint. So we should be pretty good there. I fixed the O-ring that was in here, and I have another one this size, so I fixed it. It was rolled over in an area and was actually out of the groove. So I think that's where there's maybe a little bit of water condensation getting inside there. So I was able to clean that O-ring off and fit it back in the groove the right way and tighten this cover back down. So we should be good to go. I just need a butt connector for here because I had to cut a wire. This one just plugs in, and then I got, it's like forward, reverse, and ground. So, I don't know which wire is there, but they're there when I get there. And we'll put this together and see if it works. Alright, well, here's my boat. It's a 33-foot Wellcraft Martinique. I got a new canvas for it the other day. And anyways, I'll make another video on that. We're going to do some docking videos and stuff like that. But my windlass, boat's filthy by that too, because we got a lot of pollen down here and everything gets really dusty. But I'm going to go down below, and up here in the V-berth is the shaft that comes down from the windlass up on top. Up on top of the deck right there is a spool that takes chain and line and feeds them together, and then this shaft has got a keyway on it that runs through here, and then that's a spider gear, or sorry, a worm gear that turns that shaft, and then yeah, so that goes up and down. But here are my connections. This red one here is either for forward or reverse. That red one is for forward or reverse, you know, opposite of the one, and then that one is a ground, and then that little one is a ground for the controls. And now I'm looking at that wire right there, and I completely forgot to bring that butt connector. So I'm just going to twist those up together right now to make sure that this thing's got power, and then when I go home I'll grab a butt connector, sever that again, and do it the right way, get some shrink wrap and stuff. The other issue that I want to get into right now, and I'll show you up on deck, is I have pop-up cleats, and that's the mechanism for it right there. And I can't get to it when this motor is in, because I can't fit my back under between here and there. It's too tight. So I'm gonna go up on deck and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna come down here and see if we can't take it apart. This is one that works, but this is what I'm talking about, these pop-up cleats. You just push that button, these cleats come up and down. This cleat up here doesn't work. This button doesn't really have anything. I can't even feel anything going on below it, so I want to take out the bolts on the back of those 4 screws and pop this out and see if we can't fix it. So let's go in there and do it. Alright, well, that was easy. Looking at this side over here, ouch, oh that hurt. Looking at this side over here, the push button, where are we? Okay, the push button pushes on this catch, and in this catch there's two little cutouts. One to catch it at the top, and one to catch it when it's all the way down. This side here, was just kind of gummed up with stuff. You can't really see it because these wires are in the way, but I was able to push on that lever and smack on the bottom of the cleat a couple taps, and it just sprung right up. So now what I'm going to do is go out there and I'll hit it with some grease and oil and stuff like that to keep it lubed up, work it up and down a few times, and I'm sure it's fine. But I can't really dig in there to pull it out, because I need somebody small to kind of jump in there and do it. It's just too much. It's just a little too far away, and I'm a little too large to be in there. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall this pump here, or this motor here, and see if it works. So hang on. Alright, so here's what we got. I got the the motor in there, 2 bolts. I gotta tighten that one and the one on the back side. Like I said, I gotta go home and get another connector for here and a couple of zip ties, because this was all bundled up and zip tied all these wires up here. Get them out of the way of the chain and the road. The one thing I was having a problem with is lining up the keyway between the outer shaft and the inner shaft, and I still wasn't able to do it. I actually had to pull the keyway out and put it up that way, and now I gotta have someone turn the drum up on top until they line up. And then let's see, this little guy here is a it's basically like a key ring type of a spring-loaded stop. It fits up in there. There's a little bit of room in between the brass and the stainless steel that I can fit it up in there, and it's a retaining clip to hold the keyway up in there so it doesn't drop down. So anyways, that's what I'm dealing with right now, but it does work. I will show you in a second. I don't have the chain in the drum right now because I just wanted to be able to hand free this, but I hit the switch and I heard this move. So once I get these bolts all buttoned up and get that chain in there, I'll show you how it works, and then that'll be it. Like I said, just finish up these wires and that's it, but I don't need to film that. So if you can, please rate, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Yeah, one more thing before we go up top. You notice I was just working through that hole. I just wanted to show you that the boat actually does have a nice bulkhead. It's got a gasket that runs around the whole, framework, and then when you open it up, it's got a nice rubber gasket that goes along this edge here, and these lock in. So keeps the smells and any water or anything like that from coming through. And then it's got a mirror that closes over it. So anyways, let's go up there and see how it works. Alright, so that looks like it's it. Put it down. There we go. And that's it. So yeah. If you get a chance, please rate, comment, subscribe, and I hope to make some more boating videos pretty soon. I want to do some around the dock type videos, docking and line tying and all that kind of stuff. So I gotta clean up the mess here and head home for some dinner. So till next time, see you soon.